after being unfaithful with around 10 different women.
Like, he just really out here just showing his ass. Talking to other women, basically cheating.
To acting like the victim, and even filing a restraining order against his ex.
An order of protection for domestic violence, civil protection from my ex.
This is the shocking story of Derek Warner Jr., whose toxic behavior and constant troublemaking led to one of the most predictable downfalls in Love After Lockup history.
Let me have a good night. I need you to...
You need me to what?
Make me happy, like...
I am.
Derek Warner Jr.'s fall from grace didn't begin with Love After Lockup. It started years earlier on the streets of Cleveland, Ohio. Long before reality TV cameras followed his chaos, Derek was already living a life defined by bad choices. By 17, he was in so much trouble that a juvenile judge decided to try him as an adult. The charges? Burglary and related crimes that earned him 6 years in prison. While most teens were preparing for college, Derek was serving time, and instead of learning from it, prison only sharpened his criminal instincts. By 2013, federal prosecutors in Cleveland launched a major drug bust against the Lakeshore Boys street gang, and Derek's name was right on the list. He faced multiple counts of heroin distribution and illegal gun possession. Despite trying to fight the charges, he lost and was sentenced to years behind bars, a punishment that consumed his entire 20s. Even when part of his sentence was overturned in 2016, it was merely a technical correction, not freedom. While Derek sat behind bars, tragedy struck. On August 17, 2013, his mother's birthday, his mom, Crystal Monique Pinkins, was shot and killed in Cleveland. The case was so brutal it was featured on A&E's The First 48 in an episode titled House of Rage. Her killer, Dreen Congress, eventually pleaded guilty, ending any hope of justice, bringing peace to Derek's already broken life.
She got into an altercation, a verbal altercation. Things escalated, and from the video, from First 48, you know, my mother was shot and killed.
While Derek was still behind bars, tragedy hit him harder than ever. His mother's death came while he was powerless to be there for his grieving family. Instead of using that loss as a reason to turn his life around, Derek saw it as proof that the world was against him. He refused to take responsibility for the choices that had landed him in prison during his family's darkest moment. It was during those same years in prison that Derek met the woman who would later amplify his worst behavior on national TV, Monique Robinson. Long before Love After Lockup, Monique, an animal hospital worker from Chicago, found Derek through a Facebook group for people with incarcerated loved ones. Their connection began with letters, late-night phone calls, and prison visits. Over 2 years, Monique fell for Derek's charm and his promises of change. He told her he was ready for a new life if someone just believed in him. What she didn't realize was that she was about to step into one of reality TV's most toxic and manipulative relationships.
Derek and I have been dating for 2.5 years now, but we have never met in person.
By the time Derek was close to getting out, casting directors for Love After Lockup had already caught wind of his story through the same Facebook group where he met Monique. To producers, it was reality TV gold. A woman who had never lived with her man, a freshly released ex-con, and enough red flags to fill an entire season. When Derek and Monique made their debut in Love After Lockup Season 4, viewers instantly saw what Monique had refused to see for years. Derek wasn't a changed man ready to rebuild his life. He was a seasoned criminal who had learned absolutely nothing from nearly a decade in prison.
Like, obviously, like, we about to enter a new stage in our relationship.
Well, I always have your back, and it's not going to stop when I get out. You're going to love it.
Producers categorized Derek and Monique among the standout couples of the season, describing Derek as having served 9 years for drug possession and distribution. But that brief summary barely hinted at the depth of Derek's criminal past, or the toxic traits that would soon poison everything around him. From their very first moments on screen, Derek's entitled attitude and manipulative nature were on full display. He expected Monique to provide emotional and financial support, while offering nothing in return but lies and empty promises. Desperate to make their relationship work, Monique began taking control in ways that revealed her growing mistrust. She tracked Derek's phone, monitored his location, and demanded constant updates. Actions that made it clear she knew he couldn't be trusted. The red flags were impossible to miss, but the chaos only escalated. On January 20th, 2023, Love After Lockup aired one of its most dramatic episodes when Derek and Monique believed they were being chased through the streets in a high-speed pursuit. Convinced an SUV was following them, Monique suspected that Derek's sisters were behind the car, turning their already volatile love story into a full-blown reality TV spectacle.
Being followed.
Is it a family member?
Derek, are you sure? Because I will pull over and find out who it is.
Don't pull over.
Don't-
No.
do not do that.
Do not pull over.
Lock the doors.
The chase turned into a wild, multi-street pursuit that perfectly reflected the paranoid and chaotic world Derek had built for himself. Whether it was real or just in their heads, the incident gave viewers a raw glimpse of what life with Derek was truly like. Non-stop drama, family feuds, and a constant sense of danger lurking around every corner. It was the inevitable outcome of Derek's reckless lifestyle, pulling everyone close to him into the madness. The fact that he and Monique couldn't even drive through their own city without feeling hunted said everything about the toxic reality Derek had created.
I have no idea who it could be. I can only assume it's Derek's sisters
We're not trying to stop.
chasing us, wanting to with us.
But being chased through the streets was nothing compared to what came next. In February 2023, WETV aired the episodes that exposed Derek's true character to the world. Monique discovered that Derek hadn't just cheated once or twice, he had been unfaithful with multiple women since getting out of prison. The proof was undeniable. Text messages, call logs, and eyewitness accounts painted a clear picture of a man who saw his devoted girlfriend as nothing more than a financial safety net while he chased other women behind her back. While Monique was busy working and planning their future, Derek was out sleeping around and living like someone who never left his old life behind.
As soon as I left, like, he just really out here just showing his ass. Talking to other women, basically cheating.
When Monique finally confronted Derek with undeniable proof of his cheating, his reaction said everything about who he really was. Instead of showing remorse, Derek deflected blame, made excuses, and tried to twist the narrative. He told producers that he didn't view his relationship with Monique as real at the time, as if that somehow justified his betrayal. He claimed their relationship was in a gray area, insisting that his infidelity wasn't really cheating. It was a pathetic attempt to dodge responsibility and only confirmed what viewers already suspected. Monique had devoted years of her life to a man completely incapable of honesty or accountability. But the cheating scandal was just the beginning. Derek's relationship with Monique started tearing his entire family apart. His sisters openly despised Monique, and the tension exploded in front of millions of viewers. The drama reached its peak during what fans dubbed the Sister Summit, a failed attempt to reconcile the two sides. Instead of peace, the meeting turned into a shouting match filled with insults, accusations, and deep-seated resentment.
What's wrong with my
And we don't take accountability
So you feeling
and
some
say
type of way
that
that
we
my
did
sister
something.
want to check bitch's temperature? Like, what is it? Talking about with
This
that
like the
fake ass meat, what's up?
Derek's sisters quickly saw through Monique's controlling behavior and were furious about her tracking and constant surveillance. But instead of addressing their valid concerns, Derek chose to play both sides. He told each group exactly what they wanted to hear, all while doing nothing to fix the growing tension. This became Derek's signature move, stirring up drama, manipulating everyone around him, and then stepping back to watch the chaos unfold. He thrived on conflict but never took responsibility for the damage he caused.
As a bitch will swing. I will knock you the out. Into the bitch. Go move. Go see that ass.
As Derek's family ties fell apart, he tried to repair his public image with a grand romantic gesture that fooled absolutely no one. Knowing his cheating scandal had destroyed both his reputation and his relationship with Monique, Derek didn't choose to change or seek help. Instead, he decided to propose. WeTV's official pages hyped the moment as Derek finally committing to Monique for life, but viewers weren't convinced. To them, it wasn't love, it was damage control. Derek's proposal looked like a desperate attempt to save face.
Monique, I want you to trust me. I want to be your husband. Will you marry me?
The proposal was classic Derek, dramatic, performative, and utterly hollow. It wasn't a heartfelt attempt to make things right, it was a survival tactic. After being exposed for cheating and lying, Derek didn't try to become a better man. He tried to stage a redemption story. The proposal wasn't about love or growth, it was about control. He knew Monique was his financial and emotional safety net, and he needed to keep her hooked. So, he pulled out the oldest trick in the manipulator's playbook, a grand gesture designed to tug at her emotions and distract her from reality. And for a moment, it worked. Monique said yes, not because Derek had earned her trust back, but because she desperately wanted to believe he could change. On March 28, 2023, just as they were trying to rebuild their image after the cheating scandal, Derek was arrested in Ohio on a felonious assault charge. It was the moment his carefully crafted, changed man persona finally collapsed. The arrest wasn't for something recent either. It traced back to a violent attack on another inmate 2 years earlier, while Derek was still in federal prison. Prosecutors had taken their time, quietly gathering evidence while Derek paraded himself on television as a reformed boyfriend. When the news broke, it shattered any illusion that Derek's violent tendencies were behind him. Monique's response was swift and brutal. Instead of defending him or pleading his case, she changed her Facebook profile picture to Derek's new mugshot and captioned it. "He's in for a violation. We had a good run, though." It was a statement heard loud and clear, the kind of public goodbye that told the world she was finally done playing the fool. The image went viral, instantly becoming a symbol of Derek's downfall and Monique's awakening. In May 2023, Derek pleaded guilty to a reduced charge, attempted aggravated assault. He avoided another long prison sentence, but was placed on 1 year of community control, a tightly supervised probation period. Most people would take that as a wake-up call. Derek didn't. To him, it was just another system to outsmart. By 2024, even Monique had seen enough. After years of lies, humiliation, and wasted loyalty, she walked away for good. Her final act, publicly posting Derek's mugshots, wasn't about revenge. It was about liberation. She was done being his victim. Derek Warner Jr. had lost the woman who stood by him through everything.
You know my heart. You know I'm a good person. You know I'm gonna be good to you. I'm telling you that. Why are you doing that?
Because, I really came down here to pretty much break up with you and to end things.
The end of Derek and Monique's relationship marked the complete unraveling of his carefully constructed image. Without Monique to fund his lifestyle, defend his reputation, or make excuses for his behavior, Derek was left completely exposed, a man stripped of his enabler and forced to face the wreckage he'd created. Their breakup didn't just end a romance, it ended his career. Love After Lockup had thrived on their drama, but without Monique, Derek was nothing more than another ex-con with a criminal record and no storyline worth following. That isolation pushed him toward one of the most vindictive and revealing acts of his life. In a desperate attempt to reclaim control and paint himself as the victim, Derek reportedly filed for a restraining order against Monique, a move that shocked everyone who had watched their toxic saga unfold. What made it worse was his decision to include a cruel, unnecessary detail in the legal documents, listing Monique's weight as 500 pounds. It had nothing to do with the case and everything to do with humiliating her. That single act exposed Derek's true nature: vindictive, manipulative, and deeply insecure. Even in defeat, he couldn't take accountability. Instead, he lashed out, proving he was never the victim, only the villain.
People, Monique verbally threatened to hurt me and my family and others around me. Monique then physically assaulted my sister and had her sisters fight my sister.
Derek Warner Jr.'s final acts of cruelty solidified his legacy as one of reality TV's most irredeemable villains. Even after everything that happened with Monique, it was painfully clear he hadn't learned a single lesson. Almost immediately after their breakup, reports revealed that Derek had jumped into a new relationship. And, as expected, the chaos followed. Social media erupted into a public spectacle, with Monique and his new girlfriend exchanging jabs and accusations for the world to see. The drama wasn't just messy entertainment. It was proof that Derek's toxicity wasn't situational. It was ingrained in who he was. He thrived on manipulation, conflict, and control, creating emotional disasters everywhere he went. Fans noticed that Monique still displayed Derek's photos online, a haunting reminder of the emotional scars his manipulation had left behind. Derek's behavior didn't just destroy relationships, it psychologically damaged those who once loved him. The ongoing chaos between his ex and new partner exposed a man incapable of genuine love or growth. His cycle of deceit, betrayal, and control played on repeat until no one was left to save him. In the end, Derek's downfall wasn't fate, it was self-inflicted. His story stands as a chilling warning about pride, ego, and wasted second chances.
Listen, I feel like at the same time, we wasn't together. That's how I feel. That's why I did that.
Yo, was together, but she was holding you down. She was down there with you. Right. How you gonna be with somebody now?
Everyone who tried to help Derek eventually realized the truth. You can't rescue someone determined to destroy themselves. Despite endless chances, Derek chose deceit over growth and manipulation over love. His downfall wasn't shocking, it was the inevitable result of years of lies, selfishness, and cruelty. Each decision pushed him closer to isolation until there was nothing left but the wreckage of his own making. The man who once played the victim was finally exposed as the villain. His fame vanished, his support disappeared, and his mask fell, leaving Derek Warner Jr. alone with exactly what he deserved.